Have you ever noticed that in thousands of conversations, the most important things are often left unsaid? Sometimes just a glance, a fleeting smile, or a subtle hand gesture can reveal a person's deepest thoughts, feelings, and emotions without them uttering a single word. This is the power of observation, a skill that few truly pay attention to, yet it plays a crucial role in how we connect, understand, and influence those around us. Imagine a world where you can read untold stories, understand unspoken words, and sense what others try to hide. This is not magic or a supernatural ability, but the art of silent observation, an incredibly valuable and practical skill that anyone can cultivate to become more perceptive in life. Why is the skill of observing others without words so important? In modern life, we are often busy talking, presenting, debating, and trying to express ourselves. But few realize that it is in listening and observing that we truly connect at a deeper level. When you only pay attention to words, you might miss countless nonverbal cues people send, from facial expressions, eye contact, posture, to tiny but meaningful gestures. These nonverbal messages are often more genuine because it's much harder to fake or hide true emotions through body language. Thus, the skill of silent observation turns you into a subtle detective in the world of communication, gathering emotional pieces, attitudes, and moods that words alone cannot fully express. You will realize when someone is anxious, tired, or even pretending to be happy just from a blink or their silence. Applications of silent observation in life, work, and communication. Did you know that successful people in negotiation, leadership, or the arts all possess this keen ability? At work, being able to read a partner's or colleague's feelings through their eyes and gestures helps you adjust your approach, build consensus, and resolve conflicts more effectively. Instead of just listening to words, you read the hidden messages to act wisely. In daily life, this skill helps you become a more empathetic friend, family member, or lover. You can notice when your loved ones hide sadness or stress they don't want to express, allowing you to offer timely support. In social relationships, understanding others' true feelings through body language makes your communication more skillful, building trust and closeness. Even in silent moments like observing a crowd, silent observation helps you read the overall mood of the environment, allowing you to make smarter decisions, like knowing when to step back, be decisive, or keep quiet to observe more. Benefits of grasping information from body language, expressions, and gestures. Once you master the art of silent observation, you'll see the world around you become more vivid and meaningful than ever. You won't just be a passive listener, but a reader of stories hidden in every glance, smile, head tilt, or crossed arms. This brings many great benefits. You can detect truth hidden beneath lies or pretenses. When someone says positive things but shows tension or worry in their gestures, you know something is off, helping you avoid trouble or bad decisions. You develop deeper empathy for others. Seeing sadness, fatigue, or stress in someone's eyes or face, you not only sympathize, but know how to sincerely comfort and help. You improve your own nonverbal communication skills. Understanding the power of body language lets you convey messages more strongly without many words. A sincere look, a natural smile, or an open posture makes others feel trusted and comfortable. You enhance negotiation, bargaining, and leadership skills. In business, reading body language helps you sense partners' true attitudes, choosing the right strategy to achieve goals more effectively. You build sustainable social relationships. When you show sensitivity and tact in observing others' emotions, people perceive you as trustworthy, approachable, and capable of deep connection. Have you ever wondered what makes the difference between an ordinary person and someone truly successful in communication? One of the most important factors is the ability to read others subtly, not just hear their words, but see what's left unsaid. And that secret lies in the skill of silent observation, an art you can absolutely learn and train. Now, let me guide you on a journey to master this skill. Get ready to open your eyes and heart, because you will not only learn how to observe, but also how to deeply understand yourself and the world around you, so that you can make a difference in every conversation, every relationship, and in your own life. To become a keen and effective observer, the first thing you need to understand is that observation is not merely about looking. It is an art that requires careful preparation, from your mindset to your approach. Imagine walking into a crowded room where all eyes seem to be on you. How can you observe the people around you naturally without letting anyone realize you are paying attention to them? This is the very first challenge you must solve if you want to master the skill of silent observation. Your posture while observing is incredibly important. If you stand or sit stiffly or stare fixedly at someone, you will easily make them feel scrutinized and become alert. A skilled observer knows how to blend into the environment, choosing a position that gives a broad view but doesn't attract attention. You might sit leaning back in your chair, eyes facing forward, but not focused on one fixed point. Or stand casually against a wall, relaxed shoulders, occasionally glancing around as if listening to an interesting story, not watching every move of anyone. This posture not only keeps you comfortable, but also prevents those around you from suspecting a thing. The right observing posture is the first secret to avoid detection, while still gathering the maximum amount of information from your surroundings. But posture alone is not enough, because in a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is a precious skill you must train daily. You need to learn how to switch off the noise around you, racing thoughts in your mind, the background chatter behind you, or the constant ringing of your phone. When you enter a state of deep focus, you can truly see the smallest details, the sparkle in someone's eyes upon hearing good news, the unconscious hand movements of a worried person, or fleeting expressions on a face trying to hide true feelings. Focus is like a spotlight. It helps you illuminate every corner of the environment and people, no matter how bright or dark the surrounding light is. The more focused you are, the more valuable data you collect to read others without a single word spoken. However, to observe effectively, you cannot stand too close and make the other person suspicious or uncomfortable. But if you stand too far away, you'll miss important small details. So how do you create the ideal distance? This is a subtle skill that requires spatial awareness and respect for others' personal boundaries. This distance is like an invisible safe zone where the person doesn't feel intruded upon, but you are close enough to observe every facial expression and gesture. When you stand in the right spot, even the slightest signs, from a faint frown to a subtle smile, are captured. Maintaining this distance requires constant observation and adjustment. Sometimes you need to step back a few steps to avoid being noticed, and at other times, move closer when you sense a valuable moment is about to happen. This flexibility in movement is something not everyone can do, And it is what separates an ordinary observer from a master of silent observation. Throughout the process, you should also use subtlety in creating your own space. Sometimes you can pretend to be busy on your phone, sipping a cup of coffee, or reading a book. These seemingly ordinary actions help conceal your true purpose, making others unaware that you are paying attention to them. This simple yet highly effective tactic is the art of quietly observing while still gathering all necessary information. Silent observation is a journey that requires patience and continuous practice. At first, you might find it difficult because your mind tends to wander, or you might glance too quickly and miss important signals. But if you persist and apply the principles of posture, focus, and creating the right observing space, you will gradually become more sensitive. You will read what others don't say, detect hidden emotions, and even guess thoughts just through eyes, gestures, or fleeting facial expressions. The most wonderful thing is that this skill not only helps you understand others more deeply, but also enhances your ability to connect and communicate in all areas of life. When you see what others overlook, you gain an advantage in your work, personal relationships, and even in understanding yourself. From silent observation, you learn how to feel and respect others' emotions and desires with subtlety and humanity. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Remember, every glance is an opportunity to discover. Every moment of observation is a journey toward understanding. And this skill of silent observation will become your most powerful companion on that path, helping you not just see but truly empathize deeply with the world around you. Key elements to observe. In the art of silent observation, your task is not merely to look, but to catch every tiny detail that reveals deeper truths about the person in front of you. The elements you need to observe are diverse, ranging from body language, facial expressions, subtle habits, to tone of voice. Even sounds that slip through without words can reveal what the spoken language never tells. The first and most important aspect is body language. Body language is an authentic and natural form of communication, rarely faked for long. Observe the person's posture. Are they standing tall with confidence or hunched over in hesitation? How do they move their hands and feet? Are their hands clenched or open and relaxed? Are their feet pointing toward you or turned away? All these silent signals reveal their emotional and mental states. A person standing straight with open hands is often confident and open, while crossed arms or folded legs may indicate defensiveness or discomfort. Facial expressions are a rich treasure trove you cannot ignore. A slight smile might hide a touch of shyness or genuine joy. A furrowed brow can indicate concentration or disagreement, and eyes are far more complex. Bright, sparkling eyes often reflect enthusiasm, while avoiding eye contact signals hesitation or worry. Especially those brief, fleeting glances can reveal hidden thoughts. Once you learn to read these subtle facial cues, you will understand the emotions concealed behind the words. Moreover, small habitual behaviors carry significant meaning. The way someone moves in space, arranges objects on their desk, or reacts to sudden noises or environmental changes can tell you about their personality or current psychological state. For example, a person who constantly adjusts their hair or clothes might be feeling uneasy or anxious. Someone tapping their fingers lightly on the table could be brimming with ideas or impatience. If you have the chance to hear tone of voice, even without actual words, that can be an invaluable source of information. The speed of speech, volume, and breathing rhythm all reflect internal mood. A person speaking fast and loudly may be excited or stressed, while someone speaking softly and slowly tends to be calm or cautious. Even in silence, the rhythm of breathing reveals much about emotional state. You just need to listen carefully. In summary, effective observation requires you to combine many factors: body language, facial expressions, subtle habits, and tone of voice to form a comprehensive and profound understanding of a person. These small signals, when carefully gathered and analyzed, help you see what others feel and think, even when they do not utter a single word. Analyzing observed behaviors. Once you have mastered the art of careful observation, collecting countless signals from body language, facial expressions, and subtle habits, the next crucial step is to analyze these behaviors. This phase allows you not only to see the surface, but to deeply understand the hidden emotions beneath, the feelings that words often conceal or fail to fully express. One of the most valuable skills you can develop is recognizing signs of concealed emotions. It could be the nervousness someone tries to hide when their hands or legs tremble slightly, or a forced smile masking anxiety. Sometimes it is genuine joy, reflected in bright eyes and a natural smile, or fleeting frustration revealed through a clenched jaw or trembling fists. These cues are rarely evident if you only listen to words. Yet with sensitivity, you will notice the subtle differences between authentic feelings and fabricated expressions people try to control to hide their true selves. Distinguishing between genuine and fake behaviors is not easy, but it is key to truly understanding people. A person who is genuinely happy will have radiant eyes, relaxed facial muscles, and gestures that harmonize with their emotion. Conversely, a forced smile often lacks eye engagement, and gestures may appear stiff or awkward. Learning to spot mismatches between speech and action helps you uncover the hidden truth, preventing misunderstandings or deception. More importantly, analyzing silent behaviors allows you to infer a person's psychological state or even their intentions. For instance, someone who frequently looks around or shifts position may be feeling anxious or uncomfortable in their current environment. A person maintaining a fixed distance and avoiding eye contact usually protects their personal space or feels defensive. By combining multiple signals, you can judge whether they are open to cooperation or cautious with possible ulterior motives behind their words. Therefore, the skill of analyzing observed behavior is a powerful tool that not only enhances your communication, but also helps protect you in many situations. It opens the door to discovering the inner soul and thoughts of others, something words alone cannot fully convey. Mastering this art makes you perceptive, subtle, and influential in every conversation, in your career, your life, and your personal relationships. Practical applications of observation skills. The skill of silent observation is not just a theoretical tool confined to textbooks. It is an essential life skill that can transform how you interact with the world every single day. In the workplace, the ability to observe others without saying a word gives you a distinct advantage in many situations. During negotiations, you can detect signs of anxiety or uncertainty from your counterpart through subtle gestures, enabling you to adjust your conversation strategy, propose better solutions, and achieve more favorable outcomes. In recruitment, understanding candidates' body language, not just their words, but their facial expressions, eye contact, and posture, helps you identify those genuinely suitable or possibly hiding something unclear. When meeting clients, keen observation allows you to sense their mood, satisfaction level, or worries, helping you build trust and increase your chances of success. In daily life, silent observation becomes a magic tool that helps you build stronger, deeper relationships. You will more easily recognize when family or friends truly need support or are hiding their real emotions. This awareness lets you respond delicately and timely, creating genuine emotional connections. Moreover, this skill is invaluable for avoiding potential dangers by sensing unusual signs or suspicious behavior from those around you. Such keen observation empowers you to proactively protect yourself and your loved ones in various situations. In education, silent observation also helps you better understand teachers and peers. Through their attitudes, facial expressions, or behaviors, you can tell who is truly passionate about teaching or learning, who is struggling and needs help, and who might become a positive companion. This not only helps you integrate better into the learning environment, but also opens opportunities to develop communication skills and empathy, contributing to a friendly and effective learning community. In summary, the skill of silent observation is the key that opens new doors in work, life, and study. It helps you read what others don't say and equips you with the power to respond wisely, build quality relationships, and stay proactive in every situation. When you know how to observe and understand deeply, you become the real game changer, the one who decides success or failure in the crucial moments of your life. Observation is not an innate gift. It is a skill that can be trained and developed over time. The key is to start with the smallest steps, practicing daily in the simplest situations before applying it to more complex and important circumstances. Remember, like any other skill, observation requires persistence and continuous practice to become your natural reflex. One of the best ways to train your observation skills is to develop a daily habit of noticing your surroundings. You can begin with very small details, such as how people move on the street, how they smile, talk, or even how they arrange small objects on a coffee table. Avoid rushing to judge or draw conclusions immediately. Instead, observe objectively and in detail, keeping it in your mind or writing it down if possible. Recording these observations not only helps you remember, but also trains your ability to analyze and understand human behavior more deeply. After establishing a foundation by observing simple situations, try applying this skill in real-life contexts. For example, when meeting friends, colleagues, or attending meetings, pay attention to the smallest expressions on faces, hand gestures, postures, and how they react to stories or issues discussed. Focusing on details will help you read their moods, emotions, and true intentions that words might not fully express. Finally, an essential step to developing observation skills is to continually analyze and reflect on what you have observed. When you have time, take a moment to ponder the behaviors you have noted. Ask yourself questions like, why did that person act this way? What might this behavior reveal about their feelings or thoughts? Can I apply this information to improve communication or handle situations better? This process will enhance your recognition ability, leading to greater sensitivity and confidence in interaction. Observation is an art that requires constant refinement. It not only helps you understand others, but also allows you to understand yourself better, expand your perspective, and develop emotional intelligence. With consistent and methodical practice, You will be amazed at your ability to read others, opening many doors to success in both life and career. Notes and limits. When observing without words. Observing others without speaking is an incredibly useful skill, but it's important to remember that it is not a magic tool to understand the whole story just from small signs. One of the most crucial things you need to keep in mind is to never rush to judge or conclude based solely on one expression, one gesture, or a fleeting glance. Every person is a complex world with thousands of reasons to act in their own way. And sometimes external expressions can be misunderstood or may not reflect the true emotions inside. Moreover, during observation, always maintain respect for others' privacy. Observation skills are not meant to pry or make others feel watched, but to enhance your understanding and empathy in communication. If you make others uncomfortable, hesitant, or unnatural just because they feel overly observed, then that skill loses its value. Observe delicately, tactfully, and keep a proper distance so as not to affect the feelings and comfort of the person you are watching. Observation is an important part, but not enough for you to fully understand a situation or a person. Always remember, besides nonverbal cues, spoken words are essential information that helps you put your observations into the right context. The combination of body language, facial expressions, and words creates a clearer and more complete picture of the mood, intention, and personality of the person you are observing. Never neglect listening and analyzing both what is said and what is hidden within the speech. Finally, I want to sincerely thank you for staying with me until this moment. The skill of observing without words not only improves your communication ability, but also opens new opportunities in life and work. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kunzy Podcast English channel so you won't miss valuable lessons ahead. Let's grow ourselves every day because success does not come from luck, but from perseverance and continuous practice.